Chapter 9. Only Dad and Me. August 6th. It's only Dad and me now. Mom and the boys are at the hospital. We came home from burying the baby yesterday and were barely through the front door when the twins sneezed. Both of them in unison. I froze and looked up at Mom and Dad's pale faces. Her lips quivering, Mom tenderly laid a hand on their foreheads. She squared her shoulders as she said they had a fever and insisted she would go back to the hospital with them. She and Dad fought a bit about who would take them. Someone should stay here with me. They didn't want to risk their last child getting the disease. I know it slipped out, but it was like the boys were already gone. It's so quiet here now. I miss Mom. I even miss the boys. August 7th. Dad has been in touch with Mom. The boys are doing okay so far. Mom talked to some people who said their sister knew some people who were sick and got better. The news said everyone who catches this dies with no exception, but maybe that's not true. Maybe the boys will get better. I hope so. I really hope so, even if they are a pain in the butt. I wouldn't mind them so much now. August 8th. Dad and I put on our masks and went to the grocery store. Almost everyone wears one now, but it's weird. The masks make it hard to breathe, and I hate them. I feel like I'm strangling, but then I remember that if I don't wear one, I might suffocate for real. After that, I wonder how the twins are doing. Are they? So, I try to stop thinking about that. The shelves were pretty bare at the store, but we were able to get enough groceries to last a couple of days. The grocery guy told Dad that there would be more coming in. It's only low now because people were panicking and buying everything they see, but the store is still getting deliveries. Dad is worried they will soon stop. As we left the store, Anna and some of her family entered. We ran to hug each other, but our parents stopped us. We aren't supposed to get that close to other people anymore. Anna. For a minute, I could only say her name and stare at her. So much had happened since that day at the movies with her and Jason. It seemed so long ago. Anna looked at me, her big brown eyes filling with tears. Are you doing okay? I asked. She started crying for real, then I started. I looked at my dad for permission before I reached out and took her gloved hand in mine. This is all that's left, Anna said. I knew what she meant, her family. There was only Anna, her mom, and one sister. Her dad, brother, a sister, and her grandparents were gone. The baby's gone. The twins are in the hospital. And Jason, I started saying, but I couldn't finish. She tipped her head. Her voice became shaky as she listed all our schoolmates who were sick or gone. It was a lot. What would school be like when it started up again in a couple of weeks? We promised to text each other, but I don't know if we will. Something was happening to us. We were sad and afraid to be close to anyone. August 9th. The news announced the hospital is filled to capacity, and they are sending people to school gymnasiums, but Mom said the nurses promised the boys would stay where they are. August 10th. The boys are still doing okay. I asked her if they were blue or foamy, and she said they were not. I hope she is telling me the truth. Dad said we need to forget bad things for a little while. We're playing a different board game every night. We gave up watching TV because they break in with bad news all the time, and it makes us more and more frightened. I tried to get Dad to watch Netflix, but we couldn't decide on a show, so, for now, it's games. My favorite is Jenga. I always beat his butt. August 11th. School was supposed to start in a week or so, but since this ag flu thing isn't getting any better and the gyms are filled with the sick, there won't be any classes yet. Anna did text me only to tell me about more friends that were sick or gone. I'm glad school is postponed. It will only be a reminder of everyone who's gone, and of Jason. But, on the other hand, it would also mean things were normal, and normal, I have now decided, is just fine. I can't wait for normal. August 12th. Mom came home today. The twins didn't. I couldn't ask. I didn't need to. August 13th. August 14th. The power goes on and off at all hours without warning. It only adds to this horror show we're living in. It scares me, and it makes everything so much harder. We have to hurry and get everything done while it's on. Dad says he's surprised the electricity was on this long. No air conditioning is the worst in August. Right now, I sure wish we still lived up north. We can't have a lot of windows open. It makes Mom crazy to have them open because you can hear people coughing, and Mom is worried about the rest of us getting sick. She's either fussing around like everyone is still here or sitting in her room crying. She thinks I don't hear, but I do. Dad says it is going to get dangerous because people are getting sick and not going to the hospital. Soon they will be like. I can't think about that. Dad bought a gun. Mom was so angry with him. It was the biggest fight I've ever seen them have. She wants to go out to the country, but Dad says it is too late to make it there, and where would we go anyway? The country sounds good to me, and West Virginia is full of countryside. We could find somewhere to go. August 15th. It's like I'm numb on the inside. I know what's happened, but it doesn't seem possible that it happened. Sometimes I wake up and think everything is normal, and then I remember. Sometimes I wake up crying. August 16th. Nothing happens but bad stuff. I don't want to write down how many people died today or how many of them I knew. Kids who were my friends, that were my brother's friends or my parents' friends, or babies like ours. The news tells us that every day. Dad doesn't want to watch, but Mom can't stop herself. The regular news guy is dead now, and they have had 3 other news people, and now this lady. She'll probably die too. They all will. We all will. Kelsey jumped, breaking her connection with the story when a bottle clattered onto the pavement and rolled. It was close. Afraid to look, she pulled her feet up and leaned into the pile of junk, trying to become one with it. The last time she'd done this, they'd walked right by her. After a minute or so of silence, she peeked around the stacks of trash. A fluffy black cat widened its green eyes at her. "Oh, Ebony, come here." It wasn't the first time the cat came around, and when Kelsey could, she fed it something. She pulled a piece of jerky out of her pocket she'd saved for Ebony and put it in front of her. Ebony immediately aimed for the meat and chewed on it. Kelsey stroked the cat's back. "Cats are disgusting when they eat, you know." Ebony growled at her as she continued attacking the jerky, and Kelsey reminded herself to say nice things to the cat. It had been a long time since Kelsey last seen Ebony, and she wanted her to stick around. It was lonely without her. Kelsey waited for the cat to finish eating and picked her up, sitting her on her lap. Ebony stretched, then settled on Kelsey's lap with a big yawn. "Good girl," Kelsey whispered to her as she started reading.